Today we will study two-dimensional lists. Mm, Actually, it's we just call it two-dimensional list. Actually, it's a list of lists. It means we create a list, and each element in that list is a reference to another list, and uh, those lists actually contain the data. So visually, it becomes a 2D list. A list of lists or 2D list is used to store tabular data, that is data in rows and columns. For example, suppose we have a class of 10 students studying 3 subjects each, and we want to store name of students in the first column and marks of their 3 subjects in the following 3 columns. So to store this type of data, we can create a list of 10 rows and 4 columns. First column for student names, and the next 3 columns for the marks of 3 subjects. Here are two syntax for creating a list. In the first one, we have created and initialized the list with the values and assigned the list to variable a. And the second example, we have created a list of m rows and n columns. Here the list is not initialized with any values except 0. So actually the list is created with m rows and n columns, and all the cells in the list or all the values in the list are assigned the value 0. This value is assigned 0 to all the elements in the list. Later on, we can change these values by taking input from the user or by getting data from any other application, etc., as per our requirement. Now we will see how to especially create a list of rows, and if we know the number of rows and columns, how we create a list at runtime, and how we fill the values in the list and then use those values. So in the first example, I have created a matrix of 2 cross 2, and I have assigned the values at the time of creation of the matrix. So it has 2 rows. In the first row, the values are 3 and 4. The first column has value 3 and the second column has value 4, and the second row, the first column has value 8 and the second column has value 3. And the print statement will print this matrix on the console. In the second example, we have declared 2 variables. We can get the input the values of these values from user as well, or from any other application, but right now I have assigned fixed values to these variables. Now 3 to rows variable and 2 to column variable. It means I want to create a 2D table or having 3 rows and 2 columns. So line number 10, in line number 10 I have created the list of list by the name data. The syntax is, you will first put these bar brackets to represent a list or sequence, and inside this bar bracket you will create your required number of columns, which is 2, and you will multiply it with the value like 0. It means if you want to initialize all the cells of the list with value 0, if you want to initialize it with any other value, let's say 1, you can replace this 0 by 1. In short, it means create a list of this much size, and then for I in range rows, it means replicate this part for this many number of rows. So actually this for loop will execute for number of rows, which is 3, and for each row it will create a list of this much columns. So ultimately at the end we will have a list of 3 rows, and each list has a list of 2 columns that we can that are assigned the value 0 initially. Now this print statement will print this list, and you will see when I will execute it that all the cells in the 0 have the all the cells in the list have value 0. Now in this loop I have assigned different values to the cells, or I have changed the values of the cells. So the first for loop will loop over the values of rows, number of rows. Second for loop will loop over number of columns, and data ij. This is how we refer a cell of a 2-dimensional list. We put 2 bar brackets. In the first bar bracket we enter the row number, and the second bar bracket we enter the column number. We can interchange the rows and column number as well according to our logic. And this is, I have just put I plus 1 into j plus 1, multiplied I plus 1 and j plus 1, and assigned the value to the cell in the ISJS cell in the list. It can be any random value or any other value. This is just an example for your understanding. And then I will again print the value of data. So let's execute this program. So this is the first list 3483, and this print statement is the second one, that is printing the just created list which has all the values 0 inside inside all its cells. So this is the second print statement, and the last one is the one in which I have overwritten these values on the basis of this expression. So these two are the same list. The first one has value 0 in all the cells, and the second one we have 1, 2, 2, 4 and 3, 6, which can be any value. So this is how we create a 2D list in Python to store and process tabular data. Thank you.